Hey everybody, and welcome to today's video. Today I am going to be playing with some wax seals, and I figured if I was doing it I might as well film it as well so that we could do this together and have a little crafty time. I am actually preparing for some Valentine's Day things and figured why not pull out some of my Valentine's themed slash romantic kind of pretty wax seals and just go ahead and get some prepped and ready to go. I'm just kind of showing you the wax seals that I have. These handles are so lovely and I got them from Craspire. I will leave the information for them down below. But this wax seal, this one here with the square image and all of the handles are from them. And these smaller ones are from my personal collection, but they had like flowers on them, so I thought they might be perfect. But I love these new handles. It was really fun replacing them. And then this, of course, is just my blank one. I love the handle on that one too. It's just super pretty. It feels very Victorian and I just really love using it. And it's blank, so I'm able to use it with a bunch of different things. I use it with dried flowers or, adding a little bit of texture in with other things like gold leaf and other things like that. I really do like using that one. And then the wax beads that I am using are also from Craspire. So, like I said, I will leave everything you need to find them down below. I got a lot of these things last year, and I really haven't played around with my wax seals in a long time. So I figured let's break them out and get crafting. So, like I said, I am making these wax seals in preparation for Valentine's Day, and I felt the colors felt very romantic and spring-like, and even though we're in the middle of January, it still feels nice to be able to use these soft, warm colors. And these wax beads are the perfect combination. I loved using them. I'm almost out and I'm a little bit sad, but I have these wax seals to use and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I probably will use these for Patreon. I'm going to be doing my February Patreon kits this next week. I'm going to be getting everything ready to go, so I'll probably be including these in some of the kits. And I just love them. I love being able to add texture and interest by using wax seals. I know traditionally they're meant to be used for sealing letters and cards, but I just love using them in my journals. I love using them to create just a visual interest on a letter. On the actual letter, I like to seal my letters with them and then put them in the envelope. I've made a couple charms using them. And I just think they're really fun. If you use the right wax, you can really sort of venture out into different areas. If you use a harder wax, you can make charms out of them and put them on your notebooks. If you use a softer wax, you can put them in your letters and not worry about them getting crushed in the post. And it's just a lot of fun. So yeah, like I said, I love the colors of these. Like I said, I know they're very spring-like, but that's okay. Right now in Florida, the weather is perfect. Actually, we just had our winter. Floridians like to joke because we really don't get cold weather, and if we do, it's usually once or twice a year when a northern cold front manages to make it all the way down to Florida. And we just had ours. It was in the 30s a couple days ago at night, and that's a big deal here. And in the days, we're in the 60s now, and that means we are full on in winter. Even though it feels like spring, like what everybody else imagines spring to feel like, here in Florida, this is our winter. So I feel like it's pretty easy for me to get away with using these spring colors because it never really gets cold here. And being able to be outside and enjoy the blooms that we've got going on. It's just really fun. Right now we've got a lot of blooms popping up because the weather has cooled down and it's just really fun. I have a queen's wreath vine in my backyard that's climbing up one of my oak trees and it is just exploding right now. There are purple flowers all the way up and down this tree, and when the wind blows and catches it just right, the purple petals just fall down on the ground and it rains purple and it's just so pretty. So we are definitely in the best part of the year right now. The weather is amazing. We have been outside constantly. I think I took Clara to the park twice yesterday. And I think we were there like cumulatively. I was at that particular park for like 4 hours of my day yesterday, 2 hours in the morning with Clara. And then we took the kids after they got home from school in the afternoon before I made dinner. And it was just great. The weather, you just can't beat it. So, I hope everybody is doing well and enjoying the season of life and weather wherever you are in the world. I think 2022 so far has been very kind. I hope to everybody. To me, it's been great. I feel like I am killing all of my to-do lists and staying on top of all of the things that I need to do. I'm catching up on things that I have ignored since last year. And I'm just really feeling motivated. I'm really feeling happy. And I'm ready to get this year going. So now I'm using the blank wax seal. There's no image carved into it. It's just a blank plate, and I'm using it to put my pressed flowers in. And then I also went and got a wet paper towel so I could wipe the bottom of my wax spoon because it was starting to smoke a little bit. And typically that means that your spoon is burning, either because there's wax on it or it's too close to the flame or it's getting too hot. All of those things can be remedied by just getting a wet paper towel and wiping the bottom of it as you use it to wipe away excess wax, to cool the spoon down so it doesn't get too hot, and just sort of clean up your mess as you are going. It's super helpful to have that. I learned that trick from one of my good friends, Jane. She actually has like a plate that's always got like a folded wet paper towel on it, so it's always there, but I don't play with my wax seals as often as she did, so I just went and grabbed one while I was waiting for some of the wax to melt a little bit. And then I'm adding wax seals onto the sides of other wax seals, and I learned this from actually, I've seen two people do it. The first one I saw do it on Instagram was Lin Chia-ning. She's a creator, and one of my other girlfriends, Petra, started recreating the visual as well. And I really loved the look of that. I haven't perfected it yet. It still feels very blobby and unperfect, but I don't aim for perfection. So I still tried it, and I still think the effect is really cool. I will link both of those accounts down below so you understand what I'm talking about. And then I had an air bubble on this side, and I just used my lighter to quickly pop that bubble. All I had to do was touch it with the flame, let the flame kiss it for a second, and it popped. And it had no air bubble opening or anything. And I also, just for like behind the scenes, I was just using the lighter to sort of speed up my wax burning process. These little tea lights can only burn your wax so fast, and I didn't want this to be like an hour-long video. So don't feel afraid to warm your wax up as well if you really want to get the job done quickly. I definitely do, because I don't have all day to sit around and wait for these things to burn, and I just have super cheap little tea lights. The wax is really crappy, and the flame eventually doesn't get very big, and it takes a long time. You can see right there that the flame is just little teeny tiny, but they're just cheap tea lights from, I think, Walmart or something. But yeah, so don't be afraid to cheat and speed up your wax burning process a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that, just as long as you don't heat it up too fast that you start to burn the wax. If it starts to boil, and by boil I mean bubble, then it is way too hot. If you try to pour that down, you are not going to get crisp images. You can see that my wax seals are hugging the edges really well. I've got really, really clean edges. My circles are very round. The squares and the rectangles are really, really well rounded as well. That's because my wax is not too hot. If I were to try to make the wax too hot, it would run and it would just be really blobby and it would be really thin. I wouldn't get these crisp images. So just be aware of that as well. But I am done with the video. I'm going to bring in the images a little bit closer so that you can see what everything looks like. And that is going to be it for me today. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. And I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you later. Bye.